So my focus of the current research actually that we do in our lab is certainly gene and cell therapy of inherited diseases, mainly in the pediatric arena. So we work with immunodeficiencies, kids born with inborn errors of specific pathways that would influence the development of blood and immune cells. And we think about innovative strategies how to cure those patients that do not have a suitable bone marrow transplantation donor, so that they have alternative ways in terms of receiving treatment in the long run. So what did it mean to me? So first of all, it's an appreciation of my friends and colleagues in the society. It's also meant as an encouragement, basically, that we should maybe continue what we did in that respect and develop further innovative modes of therapy, to think about gene therapy as a whole, how it could be used. And certainly it helped us also a little bit to increase the visibility of the things that we are doing there, and also getting feedback that the people certainly, at least in part, liked a little bit what we did there and thought it might be useful to others, and hopefully in the long run then also to patients. Well, it's difficult to tell. I mean, certainly it has also helped me career-wise a little bit, I guess. So I'm now heading an institute for experimental hematology. I became a full professor. I also had the opportunity to get a second position outside Europe at the Harvard Medical School to be an adjunct faculty member there. So I think on multiple levels, possibly helped by this award, the things that I could do, the way how I could contribute to science and also interact with my colleagues have increased, and that was certainly, I think, very rewarding in a way. Well, that's very difficult to tell. I mean, it also means, where does our research as a society stand in 10 years from now? And I think, as we have also heard during the course of the conference, there are many, exciting new achievements. I mean, the way how we treat cancer patients, the way how we modify genetic informations with inborn errors within the DNA, and that has greatly changed over the past few years. And right now, many of the applications are still focused on rare diseases. But when we can show that this mode of therapy is not only effective, but also hopefully as safe as possible, and in some settings maybe also better or as good as bone marrow transplantation, I think the areas of application might expand to other avenues, and that will be quite exciting to see where we stand then in 10 years from now. And I mean, certainly you can envision how it might look like. I mean, it might be that we are a lot better than with next generation sequencing, so to trace sort of mutations not only in newborn kids, but certainly maybe also in older patients. So as we grow and age, we certainly also acquire additional mutations. Maybe we can trace them earlier and find out more about interesting modes, how to interfere with those. Certainly all meant to increase the modes of therapies that we have. I would say, let your research never be distracted by what others think about it. Sometimes you have a very good idea, try to be persistent on it, try to follow your ideas and try to put it into a logical context, certainly with the inspiration of others. And as I said, never let yourself or your science be distracted by opinions in the field, because, I mean, only then you can identify exciting new things, be open-minded, and tackle those. And tackle also concepts in the field. I mean, they might be right, there's a certain likelihood and chance, but maybe they're not. And then you are one of the drivers influencing it into the right direction. So that would be sort of my advice for the younger guys. And try to be persistent. I mean, certainly science is very often rewarding and very much interesting. And we work in an exciting field, but it can be also sometimes tough. So don't try to step back then. I mean, try to interact with your colleagues to find innovative solutions for problems and tackle and address them. Oh, that's also interesting. Well, I think, I would have liked to live in our times now. I mean, with all the possibilities to more easily address questions with the knowledge in stem cell biology, with the potential to create new stem cell sources. Would have been fun to have IPS 10 years back, thanks to Shinya Yamanaka and co-workers. But apparently, I mean, we live in our ages and we are simply confronted with things that are out there. And it would have been nice to know some of the exciting new developments to come. But also right now, I think if we envision how it might look like in the future, so there's so many things to do or to be done. So therefore, I think it's good that we live in our time, and there are enough things to approach, so no regrets.